Gary Garcia again. Today I'm going to show you how to do remote desktop. Now, remote desktop is basically a connection between two machines. For instance, a client and a server, or it could be a server to server, or client to client, either way. But today in my demonstration, I'm just going to show a remote desktop between a server to a client. So the first thing I want to do is to make sure that that the server is talking with the client. So I pull up the command prompt and just ping the IP address of the client, which is 192.168 dot 1.5. Alright, and you can see that they're basically talking to each other. This is my Vista client, and I'm going to go to my computer and properties, and I'm going to click here on remote settings. Now you're going to need the administrative password, username and password to get into it. It would not allow you to do any changes under the user profile. Alright, and we're just going to select this option at the bottom, which allows connection from computers running remote desktop with network level authentication. Apply and press OK. Now on the search, you're going to go, we're just typing here, search for remote desktop connection. Alright, now there are two ways that you could do the remote desktop connection. You could do it via the IP address, which is the 192.168.1.5, which is the IP address of the client, or you could either do it via the name of the computer, which in this case will be the Pato PC.sansero.com. Now it isn't case sensitive, so you could have just left the P as normal P. So either way, you'll do it, and we'll just connect. Okay, well, okay, so we're getting this error problem. I'll just go back and just for this exercise, just put in the IP address. And connect. Alright, so it's going to ask you to log in, and again with the administrative credentials, and I'll put in a password, press OK. Alright, so as going through, it's going to basically, once this connects, it's going to ask the client to disconnect, which we will see in a while. So just waiting for it to make the connection. Okay, so this is the message that you will get up, is that if another user is currently logged on to the computer, to continue the disconnect from the computer, which is ready for the client, and you will just click yes, wait for the response, and go to your client and just press OK for it to log off. And just waiting for the... Alright, so you can see on top there it shows the IP address of the client, of which it is already, it has made the remote desktop connection to, which would be this client here. Okay, and as we can see, it has the remote desktop connection. So basically, I'm looking at the client's computer, where I could see whatever they're doing, or I could actually create a folder, text document that will basically allow you to any kind of changes, or as I said, just see what the client or the user is doing at that point in time. So I'll just log off of that person's the client, and go back to the server. Now, one thing to just note before we end the video is that if you were to do the remote desktop connection, and while trying to connect, you try to use on the client side. So I'll just put in the password just to show you. If on the client side that you would try to do the remote settings, and you would to use, for instance, the user, which would be Sansiro Alex Pato, and then try to use the password of the user, you would not allowed access. And the reason being is because administrators only really, because of the privileges that the user has, the administrators really can make the changes to it. So that there is really brings us to the end of the video of creating a remote desktop.